Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me, Crazyfrankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 3 for key game picks. Before we get into those picks, quick thoughts on Week number 2. Obviously, the theme for Week 2 was definitely injuries. Obviously, the big injury was Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt in the third quarter of the game against the Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett was as I think their third string quarterback, had to come in to finish the game, and luckily the Patriots were able to win that game, able to hang on and beat the Dolphins. Other big injuries were Adrian Peterson. He hurt his knee. I haven't heard word yet. Somebody can quote me on this if you want on the comments section of this video, which is fine. I think from what I heard that there's no official word yet whether if it's another torn ACL or not. So his status is uncertain right now on whether he will come back. Other key injuries, I know Danny Woodhead of the San Diego Chargers. Another big blow to the Chargers offense. They already lost Keenan Allen, and now they lose Danny Woodhead, which really is just... the Chargers, I don't know how they're going to finish that season. I mean, and I'm a Charger fan myself, so, in all honesty, the season is over for that team. I'm sorry to say. Even though they were lucky to beat the Jaguars last week, but they just didn't have... They just, without their key players in there, San Diego's offense is just bad. And their offensive line is not going to be able to protect Phillip Rivers the rest of the way through the season. It's difficult for me to say that as a Chargers fan, but I have to face reality here. The backups are going to have to step up, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on them. Obviously, for those who live in LA, that got to see the Rams game and all, for a 9-3 game, I mean, for the Rams, that was a must-win game for them. I mean, look, Seattle right now, if you're a Seahawks fan, you got to worry. Russell Wilson and that offensive line is just not in sync. It's really frustrating seeing Wilson, a guy who's a really top-of-the-line caliber quarterback, just getting devoured by that Rams defense on Sunday. And also going to the Monday night game between the Bears and Eagles and all, Jay Cutler also got hurt in that game as well. But if you're a Bears fan, it is time for Jay Cutler to go. He's just not a great quarterback. The Bears really need to draft a quarterback come the 2017 draft. They really need a quarterback badly in that franchise. That's basically it out of week number 2. It was hard to top what everything happened in week number 1 because in week 1 it was actually so much that went on in that week. And week number 2, just not that much that went on other than big key injuries that happened. So anyways, enough of week number 2. Let's get into week number 3. All right, let's go to key game number 1. It is the Thursday night game. It is the Texans at the Patriots. Patriots are a very, very slight favorite in this one. They're 1.5 point favorite. I would have to say that's just about right. And going between these two teams and the Texans, they didn't look that much impressive in their victory against the Chiefs, as Osweiler went 19 of 33 for 268 yards and 1 touchdown pass. So it wasn't too bad of a performance on Osweiler, but it looked like their offense really struggled throughout the first half, even though they led the majority of the game. As far as New England goes, Jacoby Brissett, in that he had to come in for Garoppolo after he got hurt. He only went 6 of 9, 92 yards, but he was lucky to get the Patriots the winning touchdown. And despite the fact now, a lot of questions now are riding on the New England defense. You would think that it was going to be an easy cakewalk for them against the Dolphins, but yet in the second half, Miami just went on a tear and almost came back to tie the game. And you got to wonder about New England's defense now. Could this happen again? Now, they're on a short week, so this could play a huge factor. Their defense was really tired in that game, and even though they won. It's going to be a very, very tight game. I can see that why. The offense for the Texans really needs to get more in sync, and you would think that this would be advantage Patriots. But Patriots defense right now, you got a lot of questions on their hands. So who am I going to go in this game? I'm going to go with the upset here. I think the Texans are going to go into New England. They're going to beat them. Now, I know I said before, like, they'll probably go 4-0 and all the advantage, but Now a lot of questions are riding on the New England Patriots about their defense. Can Jacoby Brissett handle the pressure? And you got to remember, Gronkowski's still questionable for Thursday, so there's no word yet in whether he's going to be in that game at all to help New England's offense. So I would say the Texans, I think I'm going to go in an upset here. I think the Texans will go into New England, and I think we'll hand them their first loss of the season. Both teams are 2-0. One of these two teams is going to have their first loss. So I'm going to go with the Texans here in an upset. Texans over the Patriots. Key game number 2, it is the Broncos at the Bengals. Denver last week with Simeon going 22 of 33 for 266 yards. Denver led most of the way, but yet Indianapolis sort of made it a game in the second half. So a lot of wonders on Denver's defense now, even though they're still a very good high caliber team. But this is a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals right now. You don't want to fall 1-2 with already Pittsburgh having an advantage going 2-0 already and already beaten them already in this early part of the season. Dalton went 31 of 54 with 366 yards and 1 touchdown on the loss against the Steelers. Cincinnati's offense didn't get in sync until the second half of that game. And come to mind now for the Bengals, it is their home opener. And this is where they need to thrive in this game. And I think in this case and all that, let's see how Denver does on the road. This is going to be big-time questions now. Let's see if Simeon can handle the pressure on the road now. Cincinnati, they need this game badly, and I think they're going to get the win here. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are actually a 3-point favorite in this one. And it probably should be maybe at 2, who knows, maybe even 1. But I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals here. They know this is a must-win game, and they need this win badly right now. Bernard needs to get going here at wide receiver to really help Andy Dalton now, because really Andy Dalton's missing a lot of weapons right now, and I know that's a big factor for the offense. So yeah, but I still think the Bengals here, they're under a lot of pressure, and they need this win badly right now to keep pace with the Steelers here. So I'm going to go with the Bengals here. I think Denver will get their first loss of the season, but it'll be a very, very close game I can see in this one. Bengals over the Broncos. Key game number 3, Steelers at the Eagles. Both teams 2-0. Roethlisberger went 19 of 37, 259 yards, and 3 touchdown passes in their victory against the Bengals. Carson Wentz went 21 of 34, 190 yards, and 1 touchdown for the Eagles in their victory over the Bears. So a lot of you are probably saying right now, well, do you think this will be a very tight game? I think it will be. Pittsburgh is a 3.5-point favorite in this one. It's just about right. Now the pressure is going to be on Carson Wentz to see if they can continue his winning ways. Now they're playing a pretty good Pittsburgh defense here. So now a lot of questions now are going to come to mind with Wentz. Can he handle a good defense here? And this is why I think in this game here I got to go with the Steelers here, because the Steelers look more complete. Luckily they don't have that. Luckily they don't have many injuries right now, and their offense is still pretty good right now. They're all intact. And this is why I like the Steelers in this one. I just think, to me, the Steelers are more complete. Philadelphia is going to have their hands full with Pittsburgh's defense here, and Carson Wentz needs to be ready for that pass rush to really get the handle of pressure at quarterback. I mean, remember, he's still a rookie. Even he may be 2-0, but now the pressure is going to be on him against a good team. And this is why I got to go with the Steelers here. I just think that Wentz is going to feel the heat with the pass rush of Pittsburgh's defense here. This is why I'm going to go with the Steelers. Steelers over the Eagles. And key game number 4, it is the Falcons at the Saints. Now, a lot of you are asking me, why is this a key game here? Atlanta's 1-1, and the Saints are 0-2. I know. But in all honesty, this is a must-win game for both these teams. It's more for the Saints because they already have 2 losses on their hands. If they go to 0-3, they could be out of contention in the NFC South easily. Atlanta was lucky to beat the Raiders with Matt Ryan going 26 of 34, 396 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. They were lucky to escape Oakland last week with the victory, but it looked like they really got their offense finally intact against Oakland. But now you got the Saints here. Now, I know you're probably saying, look, the Saints' defense really isn't that good. They haven't been good in years. Yes, I can understand that. And right now, there's a lot of pressure right now on the Saints right now. Breeze went 29 of 44, 263 yards and 1 touchdown pass last week in the loss against the Giants. And I know their offense has struggled a lot, even though despite in their first game against the Raiders, they put up 34 points. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very close game here. The Saints are a 3-point favorite in this one. It probably might be a little bit lower by the end of the week, but I'll stick with 3 points for the time being here. So yeah, this is a tough one here. And let's keep in mind here something. This is the 10th anniversary of that game where they in 2006 where the Superdome opened up after Hurricane Katrina, and it was. And anybody who saw the game as I did, that was a very emotional game. That's probably one of the best Monday night games I've ever seen as far as emotion wins. And like I said, it's already now 10 years since that game, and it's the same two teams here. But the Saints need this game badly right now, and I'm going to actually pick the Saints in this one. I'm going to pick New Orleans here in this one. They need this game badly. They know they cannot fall further behind in the division right now. They need a victory right now. If they go 0-3, they could be out of contention immediately right there. Atlanta's offense is going to have to really, really put up some more numbers against the Saints in order to win this game. But I think because the pressure's on the Saints right now, they need this win badly right now. And this is what, in order to keep pace in the division, I'm going to go with the Saints here. Saints over the Falcons. All right, everybody, that wraps up my picks for week number 3. Check out thesportblog.blogspot.com for all of my week 3 picks and the lines for the games. And until then, I will see you all next week when I talk about my picks for week number 4. Until then, take care and enjoy your football weekend.